This is like the least stacked listing log yet. It's pretty thin on the ground, I'm not gonna lie. I've not been listening too much because I've been listening to my new album. It's very nearly finished. I've been working on my own music and that's been taking up time that would be spent listening to music. For those of you who give a shit about vale-smith the artist, got good news, man. New music's coming soon. But what have we been listening to? Well, we started the week off with three run-throughs of Trinket. Well, we didn't start off with three, like back to back to back. It was like throughout the day, we accumulated three. But the first listen of the day was Trinket. Yeah, man, it's still in comfortable rotation. I do not see it leaving anytime soon. This thing absolutely rips. Lil Coup and Backboard have been steadily climbing up in my ranks with every listen. Those tracks just continue to grow on me. If there's any song I just wish was longer, it would be All Time Chomp. Or I guess maybe Strawberry Chop as well, considering that one is so short. But yeah, can't say enough good things. I commit. Fuck, I get fucking angry. Like in a fucking, like, happy fucking way. You know those gifs, like when it's when you get like a panic attack of joy and you get under your sheets on like a cold day, and it's... That's how I feel when I hear this album. After that, on Friday, my new band Believe got a listen. Where are you, my new band Believe? So this is the latest release from, well, the first release, the debut release from Cameron Picton's new project, who you may know as the bassist of Black Midi. The bassist of Black Midi, Cameron Picton, has now gone solo. It's kind of similar to like a Subi Club, where it's all overseen by Cameron Picton. He's like the main brain, he's the director, he's the artist, but there are other people credited, additional friends and personnel going on. Like there's members from Black Country New Road credited on this album. There's members from Caroline credited on here, which makes like super much sense. I have decided this is really... So while I was recording this listing log, I forgot that we were going to be talking about this album on the podcast on CD Smile Talk episode 5, which will be up on this upcoming Thursday. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and skip past my new band Believe. And you might be like, oh no, I wanted to... Oh, fuck. I really wanted to hear what he had to say, what he was about to say, what he thinks about my new band Believe. I was so curious. Well, you can find out soon. You can find out on Thursday when CD Smile Talk episode 5 goes live. Subscribe to the channel, links in the description. It's on Spotify as well. Good times ahead, baby. Let's carry on with the show. After that, I checked out Madian's Adventure. Madian, this is a French producer, very young producer, at least when he made Adventure. I think he was like 22, 21. And I listened to this like crazy when it came out. I remember it being one of my favorites of the year at the time. And yeah, Madian was definitely a part of like the Paul Robinsons, the Dylan Francises, who else was kind of in that camp, you know? I guess like post-dubstep, EDM kind of era, you know? I was into that shit. He was a hot piece of ass at the time, man. Freaking Icarus and Finale. You guys have heard Finale, right? But I remember this fucking song was in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. It's super overproduced, really like, this is the sickest fucking song of all time. And I feel like an innocence when I hear this song, like a naivety. It weirdly does go hard. It weirdly does like sell it. It's kind of a fucking bad. Yeah, Madian, to be producing this shit when you're like, what, 18, 19, like the loudness, the mix, like he learned all of the lessons I have not yet learned. This is like professional ass shit, you know? There are some nice tracks on Adventure. I really enjoy Beings. In fact, Beings was the song that prompted me to listen to this whole album. Like I had Beings in my head and I couldn't place I was like, what song is that? I had a track in my head and I was like humming it and I was like, what fucking song is that? It's from Madian's Adventure, but I was looking at the track list and I can't remember which one is the one I'm humming right now in my brain. So I was like, shit, I guess I'll just run back the whole album and then I'll be like Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, when I find it. And it was Beings, bro. It was Beings. This song's really cute. It was this part. I had that in my head. Oh, mate, this is bringing me back to like fucking Forza Horizon. A soundtrack off this album was in Forza. I think it was Icarus. I think the Fez soundtrack is sampled on one of these tracks. By the way, coming back to this album, I learned some crazy lore. Fucking Charlie XCX is on OK. Charlie XCX is on this track, bro. The vocal that goes, that's Charlie XCX. It's like here, it's like here. That's Charlie. You don't believe me? She's in the fucking credits. Bam, there she is. There she is, bro. She's on Adventure by Maddie. I'm assuming he just chopped up a Charlie track. Anyway, do I like this album? There is like a very loud sweetness to it that is a little bit off-putting. It is like overly pristine and summery. Every song has the exact same kick snap pattern. It's kind of like dubsteppy, EDM drums, you know, every song. Like that kick is loud, but it's soft, so it sort of doesn't get in the way of anything else. Everything is given like so much room in like the EQ bandwidth. It's like it's kind of fucked up just how like faultless it is from like an engineering point of view. It makes me feel kind of sick. Imperium is like the cool like hard song. He getting it, bro? Hotline Miami music if it was like PG-13. No, I like this album. Pixel Empire is the one that samples Fez, I'm pretty sure. Oh, there is a cool moment right here. It goes like yeah, it's a bit of fun. I haven't really properly given Good Faith much time, but this is a much more like mature record from what I do know it to be. And Madian he's rolling out a new thing. Apparently this album's called Victory, and it's like a concept about a fictional band called Victory, and he's like the star, like the lead singer of the band, and this like Band-Aid is like their signature thing, and he's singing like, and he's not like new to singing on his tracks. He sings on plenty of tracks on Adventure. He's singing on Beings, he's singing on Zephyr. Zephyr's fresh, by the way. That's a good one off this record. Laloon, actually, you know what, I'll give Laloon some praise for having a really weirdly beautiful lead melody on the drop. This melody, I won't lie, it does work on me, man. It's kind of gorgeous. Like, don't get it twisted. The general vibe of this track is like not for me, but the melody just, I don't know, something about it. It works. And then on the second hook, Dan fucking Smith joins it with like a whoa. Really on some like Imagine Dragon shit. It's kind of funny. There is something to the overly sentimental, like, you know, end of the world level stakes kind of melody here that it just about works. I feel like on the right day this shit could make me cry. Look. What a fucking classic. This song is such a classic. You could have convinced me this is the best song of all time when I was like 16, bro. Maybe like 14. Forza Horizon. I remember Portal Robinson Language was also on Forza Horizon. God, those drums are disgusting. I hate those drums. They're on every song. It's the same drums. If I lean into the nostalgia of it all, I can get some joy out of it. But yeah, that's enough time on Madian. Let's move on to Saturday, where we listen to like the fucking opposite of Madian. Vladislav Delay's Entane for 2 days straight. This album is the shit. I recommend this to everyone. It's incredible. I don't know how the hell this album does what it does to my brain. It's like the element of my brain where I'm like critically analyzing music just disappears after 2 minutes, and I'm just like, I can't stop listening to it. I'm stuck in this fucking album. It sounds like how it feels to try and remember something. What's that? Like, what did he say again? Like, what was that? Or where were we again? Where were we? And you just it's like going through that cycle, and then you just enter like a weird memory rabbit hole. This album feels like it's just taking me deeper and deeper and deeper with every track into that process, and it's freaky. It's weirdly freaky. The track Pico sounds like you're in a hospital room or something. Like there's ominous beeps. It makes me think of the beginning of Metal Gear 5. Eventually you start to hear voices in there too. Like I just get into like a freaking universe that I didn't know existed when I hear this thing. I just got obsessed with it. I just think it's an incredible listening experience. It's like very minimal ambient dub. There's very little happening, but at the same time it's really weirdly overstimulating. If you linger on any individual element, just hearing and feeling how it changes and progresses in very micro tiny ways throughout these long tracks, I'm telling you, man, there's some fucking magical sauce in this record. Like it's I can't stress how like quiet and subtle this album is. It's amazing. I think it's fucking amazing. This is like my favorite thing I've heard all week. So what's the natural next step after you listen to Vladislav Delay's Entane 7 times back to back? Of course, it's Run Back Trinket, and then the next day you check out the new Lone record, because Lone, he's a lone legend. He's one guy, so he's lone. And he's a legend. Several great albums under his name. Galaxy Garden, where is it? Right now I could fuck with some New Color. Yo, New Color's one of those songs. I could stick on New Color any day of the week, and I'm welcoming that with open arms. This song right here. Love this fucking song, bro. Clinky little chords. Bang, bang, bang. So fucking fire. Don't even get me started on this melody. This shit low genuinely the best album ever. We have a new one, Hyperphantasia. He did a fantastic job with this record. It's not reinventing the wheel. This is like drum and bass, wonky, jungle, UK garage, those kind of sounds as you know them to be, just executed tremendously. In fact, actually even a little bit like hip hop shit. Like, what was it? Throw the Ember? This beat is so crazy. God, this beat is fucking sexy. This shit makes me want to hear like a machine drum type album. You know how the last couple of machine drum albums have been like almost like a feature guest compilation of just like banger tracks, hip hop tracks, pop tracks, machine drum, just like adapting to the collaborators' different styles, but keeping it machine drum? Imagine that, but with some lone shit like this, bro. Dude, I love the attack on that synth. It's so like swipey. It's so cool. It's so sick. I've had a really good time listening to this. I've given it a couple listens this week, and I've just come back to a few select favorite tracks. Big fan of Scattergun Affinity. This is such a fun like house tune. What a vocal chop too. That sample's crazy, man. Yeah, bro. Scattergun, you gotta hear this bassy. There's like a real edge. There's a real edge to this album. Like more so than other Lone records. This one has like a bite to it. And then vocal chops in there. This is like if Fred again had sauce. It's not all like complete fireworks. I remember We Move wasn't the best. Some tracks overstayed their welcome a bit. There are some pretty lengthy ones on here, but generally this is like a electronic little theme park. It's like a wonderland. It's really well executed, all things considered, bro. This thing is just precise, confident. It's a fucking party, and it's also really immersive as well. Definitely stands out quite a bit in the Lone discography. I'm digging it, man. I think I could see it growing on me. I've got it at a 3.5 at the moment, 7 out of 10. But yeah, dude, if I do find myself just coming back to it like more than I expect, I could definitely see it bump into a 4 out of 5. Like, this is a really great project. I think Lone should be mighty proud of himself. And after that, we run back my new band Believe again, and also Aries Glass Jaw. Aries Glass Jaw. Aries Glass Jaw. I've got a lot to say about Aries in this video, and all of them are pretty flattering. I did a reaction to this when it came out, really enjoyed it, but I was a little underwhelmed at the time. It has since really grown on me. I think this is a fantastic album. Overall, really have warmed up to some of the things that I struggled with at first. And not that those things have completely faded. I still have a few gripes with the record, but Aries is one of those artists where the more you hear his tracks, and I said this in the reaction, the more you sit with the album, the more like the hooks and the melodies and the lyrics, they just sort of attach to you. And you just forgive those things that are a little, you know, just whatever, like flaws or problems you might have had. I don't know, they just get reduced. This is probably the most complete body of work in the Aries discography. Yeah, I don't think it's his best though. I think overall I do prefer Believe in Me. I think if we're just going song for song, the hit rate here is fucking ridiculous. Like, this is a stronger crop of songs to me. However, this is very much like a hits album in my mind. Like, every track is a super catchy pop song. A super catchy pop song. Aesthetically, it's not quite as distinct as Glassjaw. Glassjaw definitely carves out a language of its own a bit more. Every track feels like a chapter of a larger book. Believe in Me just feels like 12 fairly isolated, addictive, emo-tinged, trap-tinged pop tunes that I will be playing for many years to come. I think this record is excellent. Love it. But Glassjaw's like sequencing and kind of thematic world building, I think, is a lot stronger. It definitely has a bit more grit to it. The mantra of Glass being like sort of the facade or the mask or the kind of persona you put up as somebody who has fans and an audience and like a, I guess, reputation to uphold. hold a responsibility. The idea of cracks being in the glass, people starting to kind of see the human being behind that glass. That's something that's getting confronted. Fame and imposter syndrome and how that ties into personal relationships and just your ability to function as a person when this is kind of your life now. You know, Aries has reached that level of success where his fans are growing and they are growing more passionate. I was just at an Aries concert on Tuesday. We're going to talk about that when I do get to Tuesday, as I did also listen to the album on Tuesday alongside the Lone record. But yeah, anyway, sticking to Glassjaw, I think ultimately what this album accomplishes is very distinct from what Believe in Me accomplishes. It's going for something specific in a way Believe in Me isn't. I think Believe in Me, whilst it has got moments that are very transparent and expressive, its primary goal is to be a consistent batch of dope songs. Glassjaw is trying to be that, sure, but I think it's also shooting for more than that, and ultimately I think it succeeds. If there is any section of the album that falls short for me, it probably would be these three: Dead Men Tell No Tales, Miss You the Worst, and Sleepwalker. Sleepwalker is honestly the only Aries song in history to grow off me with time. Aries tracks typically, if I'm not like 100% in love with it at first, they slowly grow on you. Like One Punch grew on me, Wildfire has really grown on me. Dead Men Tell No Tales and Miss You the Worst, they are incrementally growing on me the more I listen to them, but Sleepwalker has just grown off me so much. I think it's the only flat out dud on this record. I've really grown a little tired of the bass line. I think the bass line is kind of grating on this thing. It's really loud in the mix. Despite the stylishness of the transition from Miss You the Worst to Sleepwalker, the way those two tracks are mixed could not be more different, so I find it really jarring when we dash in a Sleepwalker. To me, that's like the lone misstep. But even then, I could totally see someone else loving this track. You know, it's not necessarily failed at what it's going for. This is just purely personal preference. Every other song here I think is really good. I also wish Crack in the Glass was longer and evolved more and built on its momentum that it very successfully achieves. Party People, probably my favorite production on this album. Every drum on this track just has such a powerful thud on it. When the ship fell through, the party's been dead a long time. Can we let Glassjaw? What a beat, bro. Favorite track is a tie between In the Flesh and Die for Nothing. I'm leaning Die for Nothing more with every listen. It's just a paper. You really wanna die for nothing? Such a sing-alongable chorus. I mean, every freaking Aries chorus is so fun to sing along with. He's so good with melody. The only chorus of his that I struggle to sing along with, like I think, is Cabin Fever, because it's a little bit mumbly. Wichita Blues, maybe one of the strongest individual singles he's ever put out. Those guitars sound incredible. Yeah, I didn't listen to anything new on Tuesday, so I might as well get into my day. Tuesday the 14th, I saw Aries live in concert with Subi Club supporting as the opener. And man, wow. Where do I begin? What a day. It was a great day. I'll start with the concerts, I guess. Subi Club and Aries both did fantastic work, man. They both killed it. Soren's live energy was so charming. He is just a bundle of joy, that guy. Oh man, what a contagious fucking smile he's got. It's so lovely. He was really just warm, and he gave me a little point. I noticed like near the end he gave me a lovely little point in the crowd and a smile and a little eyebrow raise to let me know that this point is for me. Sweetheart. Yeah, Burn Material went so crazy live. Laced Up live. Oh, I hit the fucking stratosphere, bro. The venue really suited the sound of Subi Club. You know, Subi Club's, mixing and engineering, is definitely prioritizing loudness and distortion and chaos a lot of the time in ways that I really enjoy. But I could definitely see a venue's acoustics potentially not agreeing with it very well. But this venue, Alternate, was a perfect fit for Subi Club. The sound was uncompromising, powerful, and it also really brilliantly allowed the spotlight to be an intimate one when it needed to be. And that's what really happened with the Backboard performance, where things got a little bit more sentimental and he started talking about the inspiration behind the song, and it got very personal, and Soren even himself seemed a little misty-eyed by the end of it. It was really sweet, really touching moment. A landslide, oh my god, that shit sounded fucking unreal live. Cuts in and out, you could really feel those vibrations in the room hearing it live. It was so good. Honestly, yeah, that might be the best opening set I've ever seen. The only one I can think of that rivals it is James Ivy for Porter Robinson on the Nurture tour. That was a really good opening set. But yeah, Aries' show was, quite frankly, it was the shit, man. It was bees. knees territory, man. Really good. Like, seriously, you guys need to see Aries live. Like, even if you're like only he's alright, like you're not that hype on Aries, like see him fucking live. I really think for a lot of people, seeing him live might be like the catalyst that makes them go, wait, no, he's amazing. Because I feel like a lot of people bounce off Aries too quickly. Maybe they have an idea of what his sound is, and they're just like, yeah, I know the kind of music he does. I've heard his album. It was cool. It's cute, like some catchy song, blah, blah. And they just sort of discard him from that point. Like, nah, bro, I'm telling you, man. I think a lot of people are actually huge Aries fans, but they just haven't unlocked it yet. It just takes a certain song, a certain hook to really get in your head. And I think also for some people, the live show would be the thing that gets them to realize that he's really a great artist. Because holy shit, is he a good performer, man. His stage presence is amazing. will.ne, the YouTuber, was like the host. Like, he like introduced it. I didn't realize he was a big Aries fan. But yeah, my friend Michael, who I went with, informed me that yes, he is a huge Aries fan. But yeah, the show was incredible. Tabloid Talk Live was, oh man, it was good. He played, I think, this entire album. I don't think he skipped a single track off of Glassjaw. He didn't play that much of Believe in Me, to be honest. We did get kind of a performance of Snake Eyes. He brought out like a doppelganger to perform Snake Eyes, because I think it's pretty public knowledge now that Aries is actually not that fond of this song, and it was largely a Wyatt Otis passion project, more so than an Aries passion project. Because I can't remember, like, during the rollout for this track, it was a lot of Wyatt Otis I was seeing. Like, they were in videos together promoting the song. Wyatt was showing off the riff and blah blah blah, and Aries found a way to perform it without performing it, and that was to get a lookalike to do it. So that was pretty funny. There was a whole thing where he opened a pack of Pokemon cards from a fan in the crowd. That was funny.
This is a legendary Pokemon. We win.
He played Love Me by not Future, Lil Wayne. He just sort of played it. He didn't like perform it. It was a whole fucking ordeal, bro. It was a lovely show. The best song of the night, though, Race Car, bro. I'm telling you, Race Car Live is on fucking real. That shit gets me going, bro. It's such a good song to jump to. She said I hate my top down and match my ceiling. I don't have no. She said I hate my day job. I don't feel it. But obviously this performance is a lot more muted compared to how it is live. You know, he's yelling this shit. I mean, he does yell it on the song at one point. Right around here. God, he's great. Oh, he's so fire. I fucking love Aries, bro. Anyway, let's get to the meat and potatoes of why this night was so amazing. Not just because the concerts were great, but I had some personal interactions with these people that were very fun. I'm just going to highlight that story time. Me and my boy Michael, we're rocking up to this guitar shop so I can buy some earplugs for the show because I left my fucking earplugs at home. We're on the way there. We run into Subi Club. Subi Club are just chilling outside the venue. They're just hanging out. They're about to load up their gear and go inside and stuff. But they spot me and they all go like, yo, it's the guy who did the reaction video. Because yeah, he saw the reaction video. He commented on the video and he was like, yeah, we'll see you at the show, like come to the merch table, we'll hang out. And I was like, oh great, I'll totally do that. But yeah, we actually bumped into them prematurely and we had a nice little chat, and Soren had fucking honey in his pocket for some reason. He was like, honey was in his pocket, like a thing of honey was there, and it just like spilled. He was like, sorry man, I just got fucking honey on me. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Why have you got whatever? Like, I guess maybe he just had it and like, you know, had to put it somewhere, so it was in his pocket. I don't know. Everyone in Subi Club, Stu Robinson, Ray Sequoia, there was another guy who I can't remember the fucking name of. He was tall, had a mustache. He was really nice. They were all so nice. Like, they were just the kindest people on planet Earth. They were all so hyped. Like I said earlier, Soren's smile is contagious. Bro. His energy made me feel amazing. It was such a nice interaction, man. They were just so kind and just energy was through the roof. It was funny. They all like in sequence had like their own little cycle of, oh, it's the guy from the video. And then the other guy was like, who's it? Oh, it's the, they just shook my hand and was like, oh, I love the video, man. It made us so happy on the flight over. It was really sweet. I was kind of really beaming inside and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I actually ran into some people who watched the Trinket reaction that were not Subi Club, just like people attending the show. That was crazy. In fact, I ran into one of the commenters, one of the people who left a comment on that video. It's crazy. It was a crazy night, man. So yeah, anyway, the Subi Club interaction happened. Yeah, just so lovely, man. I really cannot express just how much humility, kindness, and just genuine like ecstatic joy they express. But then it gets better, man. So we end up meeting Aries as well. We hang around after the show. There's a queue of people forming, and there's whispers like Aries is gonna show up and you know, he's gonna hang out and take pictures with fans. So Michael and I, we've got time. He's like, fuck it, let's rip it, you know. I go up to Aries. I'm like, hello bro, your show was tremendous. I really like the intro. I'm like telling him a part of the show that I thought was nice. And he's looking at me, he's not really responding much. And I get that Aries is kind of like, it's kind of nonchalant. I was like, is he just like aura farming right now? He just wasn't really responding to me. I was like, shit, am I just being like an annoying like fan? Like, I love the show, man. That part where you did this was so cool. It's so typical. When you meet someone you're a fan of, you like, shit, I should have said this, should have said that, you know, whatever. But yeah, this is what I wanted to say in the moment. I wanted to say, hey, I fucking loved the way you introed. I was talking about the way the show began with Cracking the Glass. He did something really cool with that song, which I liked. He was like repeating the da-dun, da-dun, I say, yeah. He repeated it a bunch of times. It was really like, it was awesome. I loved it. And then, yeah, as I was saying this to him, he was like, yeah, thank you. And just like minimal replies. And I was like, okay. Can we get a picture? I was about to say, like, just can we get a picture just to, like, you know, keep it moving, you know, whatever. And then before I can say that, Aries looks at me and goes, do you do YouTube? And I'm like, you're fucking joking, bro. You're playing with me, bro. What? He's like, do you do YouTube? And then everyone in the queue behind me starts going crazy because Michael has let them all know about my channel, right? So they're all like, wow, he knows about the channel. And Michael's fucking keeled over, like losing his shit. And he walks up and he's like, no way, no way. So he made a video, Subi Club, trinket reaction. And Aries is like, huh? Okay, yeah, did I watch that? He's like, he looks all confused. And then I go, wait, no. I did do a reaction to Glassjaw and to Believe in Me. Maybe you saw those or something. And he's like, yeah, I think I did. He's like, he has a little moment of realization. So I guess he must have watched one of those. That's a little crazy. You never know who's watching, I guess. And yeah, I just explained how, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. He's like, he goes like, right on. He says, right on. I've never had a more assuring right on in my life. He had a look that really expressed like, good for you, man. And then we got a picture. And then on the way back, we run into Suvi Club again before they like leave. Like they're about to head back. Like they're getting in the car. They're off. You know, we didn't get to see them after the show like we initially intended because the merch table which is where we were going to meet. The venue were just trying to get everyone out the place, so we couldn't meet there. So we ended up just doing this Aries thing. And on the way back, we bump into Subi Club again, and the hype is out of control. We're shaking their hands. We're hugging. We're like, yes, bro. Great to meet you. Great show. Soren called me the GOAT. Oh man, it felt great. Dude, Soren's energy is sick, by the way. Like an explosive kid. It's awesome. I really enjoyed his presence. And yeah, we will get a picture. Yeah, it was a great night. I left. It's funny, the whole journey back, Michael was geeking, like, how the fuck, this is Aries, what's your thing? And I was kind of quiet, just like processing it, and it still hit me. It was one of those nights that it was just such a lovely, really assuring, really inspiring sequence of events. Yeah, man, that was my Tuesday. It was a good ass Tuesday, bro. And that brings us to Wednesday, where I listened to Believe in Me, Who Believes in You, and Glassjaw for, you know, obvious reasons. I was reveling in it. I was also working on music a lot this day because I was inspired as fuck. So I was like, I gotta go 3 times harder, man. Like, I just had that sort of rush. Believe in Me, I overall do think it is the best Aries album. I think the worst song here, if I had to pick one, is probably Ditto. Like, it's still a really good song. You know, every line, every fucking syllable is an earworm on this freaking album, man. Believe in Me very much strikes me as like a poppier, more sprightly Welcome Home. Welcome Home's a little bit more dreary, moody, but they're still pop songs all the same. And I feel like Aries went into this record with just more confidence, expertise, precision, and just dialed in and made some really, really like energetic, passionate pop songs. I don't think he slouched once. Every track here is great, dude. Hard to pick a favorite. I really like Outdated, bro. Outdated, I think, is a sleeper top tier Aries tune. I think I know every word to the song. Mommy's alright, daddy's alright, they just needed a little break. What the fuck you staring and looking? Always sounds like I'm outdated, like face down. Stuck in limbo, the bars oh, that guitar is so nice, bro. Lovely guitars all over this. I love the guitar and how rude as well. I don't remember if this is as far as it gets. Sometimes you need it. Oh, this album's down there perfect, bro. Money in the set. Money in the set. Hey! is great. So fucking great. And that brings us to Thursday, the last day of the listing lot. Again, pretty thin on the ground this week, you know. But we listened to the new Ray Sequoia single, we listened to the new Olivia Rodrigo single, and we checked out Deadmau5's For Lack of a Better Name. This is so psychotic final day. But yeah, Ray Sequoia. Okay, so Ray Sequoia, I did say his name earlier, if that sounds familiar at all. He was one of the guys I met. He was performing alongside Subi Club, and he actually got to perform this new single during the Subi Club set. Our boy Ray Sequoia just dropped a brand new track. Go listen to it. We're going to test it out on these new speakers. Let's go, everyone. Let's go crazy for Ray Sequoia. And he got to perform on the fence, specifically the club mix version, because that one's a bit more like kind of hype, I guess, like more live friendly. So yeah, the original, I put Won the Fence. Whoops, not the name of the track. As we parted ways at the end of the day and we ran into Subi Club and we got the picture and we said goodbye, Ray looked at me and goes, I want to see that review. He didn't say it like that. He was a bit more, you know, playful. Ooh, that shit's fun. I like that melody. I like the drums. Yeah, it makes you want to do this. It's like that kind of fast tempo 90s hip hop sort of beat with like that, I guess, modern digital distortion sheen. That is very Subi Club coded, very Joey Valence coded. It's a pretty stripped down track. I feel like for me, the only thing stopping me from loving the song more is Ray Sequoia's vocal performance. Delivery's a little bit muted. It's very drenched in like effects and stuff. Melody is not bad, but it's just performed with not maximum confidence, maybe. It feels like he's holding back a little. The club mix, the club in question is of course the Tsunami Bitch Club themselves, also aka Siren. And yeah, I think he had like a little remix, sort of spruced it up a bit. It's faster, it's higher tempo, maybe a little pitched up, but yeah, it's the same track. Sorry, excuse me. Got those like dance shouts, the ones that Paul Robinson used on a musician. I don't think it's a bad track. It's a solid tune. I think Ray just needs to, I guess, get his sea legs a bit more maybe as a performer. But I think the track here, the core of it, is a good foundation. That's how I feel. So there's your review, Ray Sequoia. I'm fucking with it. Overall, it's positive. It's thumbs up. It's had a really good live too. He had a good performance of the track. And now we got a new Olivia Rodrigo track. Olivia Rodrigo's Drop Dead. She's got her album on the way in June. And yeah, this is the lead single. I actually have kind of a similar beef with this song. Olivia herself wasn't really wowing me, but I was into the production. It was very expressive and yeah, melancholic, as Olivia teased, but I really didn't like the staccato melody rhythm on the chorus. I thought it was a little dull. It doesn't really excite me. It's just a little sluggish, and it kind of goes about it in like a nursery rhyme sort of way. I'm trying to use my voice to express the things about the melody that I don't like, because sometimes it's hard to put them into descriptive words without reenacting the song for some reason. Her previous albums are full of like massive power ballads or just like raging rock tracks like freaking Bad Idea Right or Good For You. So yeah, this is her breaking down the layers a little bit to deliver something a bit more, you know, uncomfortable and diary-esque. Maybe it will come together nicely in the context of the record, but individually I think the song's fine. It's okay. It's far from her best, not really her worst. Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent to it. And then we got Deadmau5. For Lack of a Better Name. I don't know what prompted this re-listen, actually. It might have been fucking Madion, man. I think Madion started something with me, bro. But yeah, this is an album I used to bump the shit out of, bro. My dad, he would tell me, I remember at the time, because it was in his car, he'd be like, yeah, this is really good, like, driving music, because it just sort of gets you, like, focused and time just sort of drifts by. Because these tracks, like, I actually think, I actually really think Deadmau5 single-handedly improved my attention span. I really feel this way. My attention span is fairly strong, you know, all things considered. And I gotta say, I reckon Deadmau5 is a big reason for that, because I was bumping Deadmau5 when I was like fucking 12. And bro, his tracks are long and repetitive as fuck, pretty minimal progressions, but I was always locked in for every little micro change. And I gotta say, a lot of it's boring as shit, but when it hits, it's really fucking dope. Dude, 16th Hour is my shit, man. This shit is so fire to me, bro. So simple. It's interesting hearing his shit now that I've like got into music production and dance music and electronic music a bit more thoroughly, and I can understand and comprehend very quickly how something like this is made versus when I was like 11 or 12. Just absorbing it, I would get so immersed in this shit. I now understand the cogs in the machine of why I was getting so immersed before. Like, it makes sense to me. Oh, that melody is so fresh, man. It's so effective. Oh, the strings in the back are fucking crazy. Strobe has faded in my mind a little bit on a revisit. That was like my favorite shit ever when I was a kid. That was honestly like an awakening moment for me was Strobe. I'm in the mood to go through deadmau5's discography, bro. I want to like really soak into like while one is less than where is that? That was huge, man. God, his fucking Spotify's a mess. Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah, while one is less than two. This thing is like a double disc behemoth. I want to see what's going on with this, bro. I never really properly absorbed this record. I was just like fresh off exiting my deadmau5 era when this dropped. Like this was around the time I was like getting into like the Rate Your Music core shit. Alright, it's kind of hard. I saw him live as well at Reading Festival, I think 2015. He performed there. I got to see like the first half of the set. It was so good, bro. It was so much fun. Isn't he like a dickhead though? I remember thinking he was like the coolest guy ever. Nerdy and didn't give a fuck and shit. But yeah, I know he's actually kind of a cornball. All My Heroes are cornballs. Soma underrated ass deadmau5 track. When it goes like yeah, bro. The amount of days I would just spend laying on my bed, looking up at the ceiling, just listening to random ass fucking deadmau5 songs. Like shit from his albums, but also shit from like the At Play series. Because there's a lot of deadmau5 songs that aren't here on Spotify. There we go, At Play Volume 2. There are like freaking 8 of these, man. Random Album Title is still like handedly the best deadmau5 record. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I remember is everything people say Strobe is. Strobe has really grown off me. It's still good. I still enjoy the song. For whatever reason, the magic kind of faded when I came back to it on this record. Overall, the record's okay. I do enjoy it, but it is pretty spotty. Random Album Title is comfortably my favorite deadmau5 album. But yeah, I want to come back to the other ones. Like Album Title Goes Here, man. I learned that melody on piano and I pretended like I came up with it at school. I just came up with it, man. I just got this melody and like... I remember this one kid was like, how did you just come up with that, bro? That's so good, bro. And I remember I eventually felt bad about it and I showed him this track and he was like, oh yeah. I could see like the light dim from his eyes. I sold him a lie. Fuck, I can't remember like half of this album though. That's why I want to come back to these records because I know all these songs. FN Pig, I know this song. Let's hear it. Dude, it's coming back to me. I remember I put this track in a top 10 deadmau5 songs video I made when I was really young. That's not on YouTube anymore. The amount of times I would have transcended to this shit. The melody. Oh my god, man. This is sick. This shit's so fire, bro. I do wonder how much deadmau5 informed my taste in like melodies and shit. Like when I'm making music and stuff. Probably there's definitely like crumbs of it in there. Oh, this shit's so ass. Oh, that's so fucking funny. I remember October being great. Never mind. Oh, 4 times 4 is 12. Yo, that one's really good, right? Oh shit, man, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that's got some chords on it. Oh my god. Is that like dubstep fucking? Hey, bro. Hey. Right this second, raise your weapon, bruh. This album might be amazing. I remember City in Florida being a total bop too. Wasn't this in fucking Saints Row 3? I feel like the song was in Saints Row 3. I'm going down memory lane. Trust me to turn a listening log this thin on the ground into like an hour-long fucking video just by going down memory fucking lane. As announcements and news. Coachella Roundup. So Coachella, I didn't watch like fucking actually anything from Coachella. Nina Geraci and Paul Robinson have a song and it's called Wanna Cry and I need that shit in my fucking life, bro. I need that shit yesterday. Underscores showed up at the OK Lou set. That's pretty cool. Justin Bieber did that interesting little YouTube screen share performance thing, which I actually thought was really neat. I thought it was quite cool, very sincere. I've seen some people clowning on it, but you know, yeah, I guess I could understand maybe if you were wanting more of like a traditional performance, and like that by comparison might seem a little bit, I guess, like lazy, but I think a lot of long-time Bieber fans, like I could see why they would get a lot out of that approach, going down memory lane, sort of like what I'm doing. So he sort of like did his own little listing log, or big listing log, really. He's like fucking Coachella. 9 Inch Noise, they had their cool set, crazy set design on that one, mad fucking lights and shit. That was pretty fresh. I don't know what else to say actually about Coachella. I do hear through the grapevine that Dijon had an incredibly good set. Jaden Rivers set looked really cool as well. Yeah, there you go. What was your favorite Coachella set? Let me know. Anyway, Boards of Canada. Boards of fucking Canada are back. This is huge, man. That's crazy. They've been out of the game since what, Tomorrow's Harvest, which is like 2013, I want to say. So it's been a long time since their last album. And yeah, they've never ever like announced like a retirement or like becoming defunct or splitting up. So they've technically always been active. They've just not released anything or like toured or done shit. But yeah, they are one of the big four of Warp Records, which is Aphex Twin, Orteco, Boards of Canada, and Square Pusher. And they're an interesting one. They stand out the most to me out of that four, because their approach to atmosphere and texture and world building is so massively distinct from any other artist in IDM or ambient house or any of the weird little electronic subgenres that they occupy. I think Gio Gaddi is just fucking otherworldly, bro. That is an incredible record. A terrifying album, honestly. Like the reversed audio, it has like this weird kind of creepypasta-ish energy to it. Sunshine Recorder, Beach at Red Point, man. Just sounds like walls closing in. You're noticing patterns on the walls that aren't actually there. Oh, man, You Could Feel the Sky, Dawn Chorus, so many great songs. Music is Math. If you have not listened to Gio Gaddi, please sit through this album. Like, really soak the shit in. It is genuinely fucking unbelievable, man. But they've got other great albums too. Music Has the Right to Children, another classic. Campfire Head Phase is probably their most divisive. I'm not huge on it personally, but still worth a listen. And Tomorrow's Harvest, fascinating fucking record. Probably the most peaceful in their discography, but these are the only 4 albums to their name. They have got a few EPs, Tourism, and High Scores, but it seems like they are beginning to roll out a new something. It was crazy, actually. Michael and I, bringing it back to the Aries concert, Michael and I, we literally drove past some of the artwork, the mysterious artwork that's been popping up in London. Warp Records posted it to the Twitter and Instagram, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? We just drove past that. It was crazy, because Michael literally reacted to it. He was like, what kind of art is that? He was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. That's creepy. It is really creepy. It's weird. And we saw it, and we were like, what the hell? That was really cool to discover it that way. Kind of the way it was intended to be discovered. Yeah, very excited to see what comes of this. Boards of Canada are one of those artists to where literally no one ever, like in history, has ever made music like what they do. They are just completely one of one. For them to come back is a big deal, because yeah, there are no clones, imitators that even touch the feeling of a Boards of Canada album. Madonna's got a new album on the way. It's a sequel to her Grammy-winning Confessions on a Dance Floor. This is the original right here, but the sequel is on the way, Confessions 2. This is probably gonna be complete ass. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not expecting much from a Madonna record in 2026, but hey, we will see. It's out on July 3rd, which is my mum's birthday. I'm sure she was already in line to be having a great birthday, but now the deal's even sweeter. The Field are back. This is huge. This is huge. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. I love The Field. Swedish producer The Field has got a new project on the way. It's called Now You Exist. It's an EP, but it's basically an album. It's 5 extremely long tracks. His albums are typically made up of like 6 extremely long tracks. so yeah, I'll take it, bro. This is good shit. This is great news. Happy to see him back in action, and it's the first project of his that does not subscribe to his typical album cover language. A Color, The Field, the album title. He's been in his dark era for the last few years. I say last few years, the last like 15 years. 2018's Infinite Moment was his last record, which I think is an exceptional record. This is one of my favorite The Field albums. My absolute favorite being Yesterday and Today, followed closely by Cupid's Head, followed closely by From Here We Go Sublime. From Here We Go Sublime is like the one though. This is the most recommendable of any Field record. This is like the classic, and it's fantastic. music. It's probably his best. I feel like it's the kind of album that if I give it 1 or 2 more listens, I'll realize, wait, no, this is like easily his best project. But personally, I think Yesterday and Today is like his magnum opus. Leave It is genuinely an absurdly good song, like a masterfully good song. One of my favorite songs ever made. Perfect track. And lastly, we have Iceman by Drake. Apparently it's like about to drop. We haven't got like a countdown or a release or anything. Apparently it's just right around the corner. So we could be getting Iceman any day now. That's great, isn't it? Iceman, more like I can't wait to hear that, because I stand Drake. I can totally wait. The first post-beef Drake album. This is an important record for him in his career, man. You know, I'm interested to see, like, what the fuck he does on it. I feel like it's going to be really shit, though. Anyway, it's Friday the 17th of April. What's come out today? Jessie Ware's Super Bloom is out right now. Where the hell is it? I literally had it saved, ready to go. There it is, yeah. Here it is. Super Bloom, the new one from Jessie Ware. You don't know who Jessie Ware is, man? Who the fuck you think you are? That feels good. What's your pleasure? She is on a really good run right now. A very competent, groovy, disco-infused pop music. I mean, she's always been a very strong artist in pop, and here she's back with a whole new body of work. I'll definitely be checking it out very soon. Not the hugest Jessie Ware fan, though, personally, so I'm not going to go into this expecting to love it, but, you know, who knows? Stranger things have happened. We'll give it a go. But yeah, what else has come out? A new Zayn record with the worst cover art ever. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Jesus Christ, mate. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? You know what's mad to me as well? The most egregious part of this cover art isn't even this weird, horribly edited face blend. It's this stupid ass fucking text in the middle, man. The freaking barely legible green, that stupid, like, was it jungly font? This is a horrible cover art. Good fucking lord. But yeah, new Zayn is out today. Yeah, pretty much certain I'm gonna be skipping that. But yeah, you Zayn heads, enjoy. MIA has a new album out called MI7. I will be checking this out. I'm way too curious. I have to hear this. It's gonna be ass, I'm sure. But it just has 30 minutes of silence on it at the end. What are we doing, bro? What the heck is she playing at? Trumpet 1, trumpet 2, trumpet... Yeah, this will be interesting. 9 Inch Nails and Boys Noise, of course. Here they are with a new album. These are not original tracks though, from what I can tell. Closer, The Warning, She's Gone Away, that was from the EP, I think not the actual events. Yeah, these are 9 Inch Nails songs. Some of these track titles I don't recognize though, so maybe it's a mixture of 9 Inch Nails songs and Boys Noise songs. I don't know. Yeah, they're all labeled as the 9 Inch Noise version, so it's sort of like edits of already established original material. So it's not like a whole new thing, unfortunately, which is what I thought it was, but you know, we'll take what we can get, I suppose. Am I correct in saying that Boys Noise did the soundtrack for DMC Devil May Cry? Am I thinking of the right guys? Who am I thinking of? Was that them? Did they do that? You know, the Ninja Theory Devil May Cry game. Who did the sound? I thought it was Boys Noise. DMC Devil May Cry OST. It was noisier. Fucking close enough. My bad. Baby Father, aka Dean Blunt, has a new EP. Got a shout out when he drops something. I'm not that like invested in Dean Blunt, actually. I'd love to one day properly go through his shit. He seems like a really cool artist from what I have listened to. Baby Father though is back with this EP. Check it out. They Might Be Giants have an album. Indie heads, alt rock heads, art rock heads. Yeah, man. This is a band that you probably know about. You don't need me to tell you to check out They Might Be Giants. They've planted their flag and left their mark. Do not get it twisted. And lastly, I'm gonna shout out this Drug Bug album, Hell for a Basement. I'm not sure what this is, but it seems like it's got a little bit of hype. From what I understand, it's kind of coming from that shoegaze, bedroomy, like paranormal weather day sort of scene a little bit. I think that's the kind of vibe. So yeah, expect a lot of like distortion. Lengthy, sprawling track lengths is going to be noisy, and yeah, I'm hearing this shit is definitely tickling some people's fancy. So yeah, give it a go if that sounds interesting to you. That's the new drops. That's my listening log. That's everything I got to talk about. Leave a comment, leave a like, support the channel. I'd really appreciate it, but most importantly, I just hope you have a tremendous day. And yeah, thanks for your time watching this video. That's all from me, dude. Peace. Thank you.